So guys, here we are with iRacing. So fans of the channel will know that I have been really interested in iRacing for several years. I took a little bit of a break, but had the itch to go racing a few weeks ago, and I renewed my subscription. So here we are in the Mazda MX-5. We are racing the SimLab Production Car Challenge Series, and we are at Watkins Glen International Raceway. We're going to be doing a 25-minute timed race here. Now, the SimLab Production Car Challenge is a multi-car event. Now, it turns out that the particular race split that we were in was only Mazda MX-5s. But typically this series runs some Fords, they run some Volkswagen Jettas, we've got Mazdas, and then we have a Pontiac Solstice, I believe. So it's multi-class racing. Can be quite fun, quite interesting, and quite difficult because the different classes of vehicles are definitely different speeds. So I managed to get myself a pole position in this race, and I have to say I was very nervous. Let's just say I was very nervous on this because I had not done a pole position start on a road course in multiple years. So you're going to see at the start a little bit of hesitation. I was really waiting for the green flag to drop, but apparently once the pace car pulls off, you can pretty much get going. So we had a little bit of a downfall there. Now, what we're doing here is we're just waiting for the rest of the grid to grid up, and then we will do a parade lap around the track behind the safety car. Safety car will pull into the pits, and then it's green, green, green. So let's just sit back and kind of wait for the action to happen. I guess let's just go ahead and kind of talk about what we're seeing here. So in the bottom right, we have a TV camera view. So basically this is a replay. I saved the race as a replay, and we're seeing in the bottom right the camera view. It's going to cycle between a bunch of different trackside cameras to basically capture the whole race. So we're seeing the camera view of the race in the lower right corner. We're seeing obviously the driver's perspective. This is how I race in the main screen. Now, when I race, I've got three 32-inch screens, all set up as one massive wide screen. So I can see to my left, I can see to my right. I've only captured the essence of the center screen here in this race. So in real life, I can see the car that's on my left at this point. I can see that. We can't see it here, so kind of the camera view really helps out some of that. So we're coming into a chicane here, and this can get pretty sketchy. So this is going to be a pretty big contention area during the race. We've got a big looping turn here down a hill. So the goal is to obviously stay to the right as best we can, and then feather off here to the left. And we're coming up to the final two turns, and then we'll be going green flag racing. This is a pretty quick track, about an average 1 minute 27 second per lap, and like I said, it's a 25-minute race. Here we are, the final turn, so everyone's kind of trying to catch up speed. And again, my goal was to kind of stay around 60 until we had a green flag. But you can pretty much see by everyone else, they are all gunning it. And then we go. So I lost a few spaces here at the start because I didn't quite understand the starting rules. So number 5 there, he's a little risky. Now here we got a little wide, and I was like, oh, I got to make it. Ooh, got bumped. So I'm trying to make it to the corner there. I don't want to be in the dirt because that is technically off the track. I was counting on the guy to my right. I pretty much knew somebody was to my right to give me the room. Number 5, buddy, he did not. And we had a little bit of a bump there. Now we're going to be going 3 wide down the straight. This is not where I want to be. I've got my tires partly in the grass, partly in the asphalt, coming up to the chicane. Don't want to be 3 wide through the chicane. Number 5, at this point I am really worrying about him. Clearly he did not give way. He kind of just cut through there. He's probably got a little bit of a time penalty. I knew we were 3 wide. I backed out because I'm like, this is the first lap. You don't win it on the first lap. So I'm going to back it out, survive the first lap, and make my attack on this car here that's now going to be in the lead once we come around to the start-finish line. And that, boys and girls, is 1 lap around Watkins Glen International Raceway. So at this point, my whole goal is really to stay in contact with this car. This track is very fast. You can get quite a good draft coming up this hill and down the back straight. So we want to maintain contact with this car in order to keep a good draft. In fact, you're probably going to see this. We're going to come up on the car pretty quick here. And now we're coming up to the chicane, so we kind of got to back out. We're just going to let him through. Again, we don't need to be lap 2 heroes here. You see from the camera view that we've got a little bit of a gap on 2nd or 3rd place and the rest of the field back there. So at this point, I'm pretty confident that I can keep up with this guy. And now it's just trying to find a good spot to maybe make a move to get around him. Again, we're looking to be pretty safe through here. We're still very early in the race. We've got lots of laps to go. No reason to really stick your nose in there and force the move when you can just kind of hang out here, and maybe we can get him here at the chicane. Again, I decided to play a little bit safe there. We can see from the camera view that we're now getting the field kind of stretched out, but 3rd place is coming up on us now at this point. I would say some of our close battling here, 1st and 2nd, has really allowed 3rd place to come on up to us, and now he is in with drafting range of me. I'm in drafting range of this car. So pretty much all we're going to do at this point is close the gap amongst everybody. We're going to take another stab at it, see if we can get around him on the chicane this time around. No, let's just back it out. Back it out. We don't need to be going through the chicane too wide. We're getting quite a good run on him this way, so I'm thinking maybe maybe we can get a run up the side here and getting through on the front straight. And at this point, my spotter is telling me we are 3 wide. I'm like, I do not want to be 3 wide coming into turn 1. But I apparently was the one that was willing to risk it a bit more than the other 2 guys, so we are now in the lead. But our lead is not overly safe because second and third are definitely still within drafting range of my car at this point. So at this point now, I'm really concerned about with is trying to hit my marks, trying to get through these corners the best way I feel I can get through them. And, well, if the other guys behind me are faster, they're going to come up to me. But I do not want to be making any mistakes, basically working my way back to them. So again, at this point, second place has really come up on me. He's within drafting range now. He's getting a good pull. Sticking his nose out there. I knew he was there, so I was a little bit hesitant to dive it all the way into the chicane there. So I was a little missing my marks there. I'm really hoping that second, third, and fourth back there kind of are racing themselves and let me open up a little bit of a gap. It's a bit too much wishful thinking, though. But again, at this point, all I'm thinking is let me try to hit my marks. Let me hit my shift points, my braking points. If the guys behind me are faster, they're going to catch up. But I don't want to be messing up and basically helping them get closer. Now you can see from the camera shot that Oh, we've got a big wreck back there. But the first 4 cars really have now opened up a pretty good gap back to 5th place, and then the rest of the field. Again, it's kind of a little cat and mouse game. Second place is able to pull pretty good up to me on that big long climb up the hill and the big long straight. And it's really how much of a run can they get, how much of their nose can they get up alongside, and how much are they willing to risk it into the braking zone of that chicane, with the hopes obviously to come out of the chicane in the lead. So you can see we've got little hints of a car up ahead of us. Back there a little bit, we saw a puff of smoke down there at the bottom of turn 1. It's got me a little bit nervous. Not sure what that puff of smoke was from. If that was from this car that's up ahead of us. Maybe they're locking their brakes up. Don't know if maybe someone had spinned and they basically reset their car. But it does have me a little curious and a little concerned. Now, from the TV perspective, if you saw, kind of driver number 3 got punted a little bit through the chicane there, so we've kind of lost him. Now we've got cars 1, 2, and 3. Second place was a bit wide there. Doesn't look like he lost too much speed. But we are, at this point, opening it up a little bit. You can see there at the bottom of the steering dash, that is my last lap time. At this point during the race, I've been checking my relative display. I know that I'm losing time through the chicane to the folks behind me. I'm pretty much able to maintain the gap throughout the rest of the lap, but basically the chicane, I am a little bit slower than guys in the second and third place. There's that puff of smoke again, and I was really like, what is going on? Seeing some smoke ahead. Tells me someone maybe has blown their motor. You can see smoke up on top of the hill. So I'm wondering, what am I going to see when I get up there? I can see smoke way down the stretch, so at least I know the car is moving. And now I'm concerned, when am I going to come up on this car? I don't want to come up on this car in the chicane. That is going to be bad news. So we got through the chicane. That's good. We can see there's the car. So it looks like he's going to be on the inside, which is great because I'm going to fade out to the left. Hopefully I didn't lose too much time worrying about that car. But we can kind of see from the TV camera at this point, I did indeed lose some time to second place. So he is now in prime attack area. Sticking his nose out, going into turn one. I decide I'm just going to go ahead and let him go a little bit. He's clearly giving me room. I don't think he has 3 screens, so that is, again, something to be a little concerned about. The spotters are basically telling us that we've got somebody on the inside, we've got somebody on the outside. And now I'm seeing this guy coming up ahead of me. He's swerving back and forth. I'm like, what is this guy doing? I just hope I can make it through. We do. But I do go ahead and let him through the chicane. I'm like, again, I don't need to be losing the race. Just because I got a little too aggressive in the chicane there. Had a good run on him, but I backed out because I was worried I was going to hit his corner and then turn him into me. And now I am the hunter, and he is the hunted. We've got more lap traffic ahead of us. So again, I'm trying to hit my spots. I want to get a good run up the hill here so we can draft on him. I am wondering when we're going to catch up to this lapped car. If I can maybe use that to my advantage. I back it out here because I don't need to be going double wide into the chicane. And you can see from the TV view that third place is now caught up to us pretty darn good. It is now a pretty good 3-way race here. So I'm thinking maybe I can get a good run on him, and then maybe outbrake him into turn one. I'm going to try to do a little over-under step here. And back, trying to get a real good run up the hill. But look at third place, and very soon we are monkey in the middle of a 3-wide. Going into the chicane. And as you can see from the TV camera, guys on either side decided to back out. And let's all get through the chicane in a nice, orderly manner. So at this point, I've got my eyes on this car ahead of me, wondering where are we going to pass? Can I maybe set it up and get this car between me and second and third? And possibly trap them back there, open that gap up a little more. I'm hoping I get a good run up the hill here. Get a little bit of a toe off the car in front. And now I feel pretty confident that I hopefully can get this guy on the front straight. He's knowing that I'm the leader, so he's just moving off to the side and really just letting me by at this point. You can see from the TV view, something's going on with second and third. They've pretty much really given up on the race, at least the chase with first. I don't know if they've been tied up with each other, but I feel pretty good at this point because I've got one other car, a lapped car, kind of between me and them. So now I've got another lapped car here. I'm just trying to measure and figure out where and when I might pass this guy. I also have no idea how many more laps we've got to go. So I feel pretty good that I'm going to be able to pass this guy coming up the hill. Seeing we've got the white flag, so we've got one more lap to go. We were a little extra careful trying to get around that guy. Again, we don't need to lose the race on the last lap. At this point, we've got two cars between us and second place. I'm feeling really good at this point for our chances at winning. Now, all we have to do is kind of hit our marks, be careful, and the race is ours. One more time through this sketchy chicane. Two more corners. And the race is ours. So yeah, I really don't know what happened to second and third. They were right on me. We were 3 wide going into the chicane. They backed out. I was kind of like, all right, this is time to just force it and not be overly cautious. At that point, they lost a fair bit of ground coming around the big carousel turn. and never seemed to get it back. I don't know if I was just putting down some really good laps at that point, and they were maybe fighting with themselves and therefore losing time to me or what. But yeah, it seems once we got 3 wide through the chicane here, at that point it was my race to lose because we were never really challenged at that point forward. So now we're just doing kind of our victory lap. Well, thank you for coming out and watching this video. If you want to see more iRacing content, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you liked the video, and we'll look and see what kind of more iRacing content we can put into the channel. Till next time, happy racing.